This is the last in a 10-part analysis that concludes in a detailed trend forecast for the stock market into September 2019. However, the whole of this analysis was first made available to patrons who support my work. So for immediate first access to all of my analysis and trend forecasts, then do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $3 per month. So in this last analysis comes the hard part, to convert all of the previous analysis and more into a trend forecast for as far distant into the future as I can reliably conclude. Presently the stock market is pending a breakout higher, so technically remains stuck in a trading range. The presidential cycle is strongly bullish for stocks, suggests stocks are going to have a very strong year, and so far the markets are not disappointing by last trading at 25,916. So it looks like we are definitely going to see a new all-time high, with the Dow looks set to trade above 27,000. How high could the Dow go? 30k? Could it go to 30k? Well, sitting here in the middle of a trading range, it's difficult to say what the Dow will do once it breaks out of its trading range. An achievable target is for a 20% gain, which would take it to 28,000. Though I would not be surprised to see 29,000, whilst 30k would be a push, as that would represent a 29% gain on the start of the year. 28,000 is 20%, 29,000 is 24.5%, and 30,000 would be 29%. In terms of a trend pattern, well, several technical indicators are bearish, so imply an imminent correction to somewhere between 24,500 and 23,000. I think 24,500 is more probable given the strength of the rebound, which implies the market wants to go higher rather than lower. Seasonals didn't prove reliable last year, and so far not for at least the first 3 months of 2019, which ironically implies to expect them to be more reliable for much of the remainder of the year. Thus I am leaning towards a trend lower during March, higher into mid-May, a wobble during June and July, followed by a breakout surge higher into September for a new high to at least Dow 28k. And now for my forecast conclusion, as illustrated by the chart. Is the Dow to target a trend to at least Dow 28,000 by mid-September 2019. Initially the Dow looks set to correct during March to approximately 24,500 before rallying to attempt to break above 27,000 during May, a correction from which would set the scene for an eventual breakout to 28,000 by mid-September. And peering into the mists of time, December is a long way off, but I do expect Santa to come this year. Of course, I will come back with analysis updates and forecasts nearer the time, as there are over 6 months of price data and economic news ahead of us before this forecast concludes, with many questions to answer. For instance, will US unemployment keep rising? Is the yield curve inversion panic over? Will the Fed do another flip-flop and start hiking interest rates again? All of which will have a bearing on what happens later in the year. But for now I see a Santa rally as being probable and likely to take the Dow to another new all-time high, well beyond 28,000 forecast already, and maybe even achieve that 30k milestone. Anyway, everything will become clear with the benefit of hindsight, which I'm sure many will point out to me, perhaps asking why I did not forecast that the Dow would hit 30k in September 2019, when with hindsight it was all so obvious. Again, for immediate first access to all of my analysis and trend forecasts, including my latest analysis on investing in the machine intelligent megatrend, i.e. the top 10 AI stocks to invest in, then do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $3 per month.